Okay, so we are now recording. So now that you had the chance to see what goes on at the high school level yesterday, today you're going to see what goes on after high school at the community college. Our special guest today is Leo Medina. He's the instructor, the business instructor at East Los Angeles College. He's here to tell you all about things, show you some stuff, and you're going to learn a few things. So stay tuned on this. Mr. Medina,
Yes,
where is
I'm
yours?
all right. Now I can't turn on my camera. So we just keep it off? Is that okay?
Yeah, let me see what happened here. For some
And
reason, maybe it didn't take the co-host. Let me set you up
okay.
now. I think
Okay, I'm good.
there you go. Okay. All right, gotcha.
Hey,
The
and
wonders of technology. Okay.
yes, good afternoon, actually good morning, students. And I have a meeting at 11:20, so I'm here in my car about 30 feet away from my work meeting, but I really wanted to spend this time with you. And so forgive me for being in my vehicle and taking this time, valuable time to be with you. But I feel deeply that I should spend some time with you and tell a little bit about who I am, and then the college program in supply chain logistics, uh, primarily known as the logistics program here at East Los Angeles College. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit about my journey, who I am first, just to build some rapport with you, some credibility with you, some trust with you. And then I'm going to walk over to talk to you about our logistics program at East Los Angeles College and how some high school students, just your age, have been taking advantage uh, of being college and career ready by joining our program. So let me share my screen here really quick and walk you through this. Again, my name is Leo Medina, or some people call me Professor Medina. There we are. Okay. Do you see that, Michael?
I do, Professor.
Fantastic. Okay. So actually before this, let me take you over to who I am. And my name is Professor Leo Medina, Professor Medina. I have 18 plus years of business management experience at UPS. I'm a professor here at ELOC, and I have a master's in education from Cal State LA. And undergrad was in business communications. And so that's kind of my career journey and my academic journey. And so, but I always tell students, don't be fooled by that bald, smiley guy. Don't be fooled by the small, bald guy. And why? Because this is where I grew up. I'm homegrown East LA, homegrown East Los. I grew up here in the Strata Court projects on Olympic and Lorena. That's the Boyle Heights side of East LA. And briefly want to take 5 minutes just to tell a little bit about my journey so that I can build some trust with you. This is where I grew up at Strata Court projects. That's me right there with the bald head. Now I was bald there by choice. I told my mom I wanted to be bald like my uncle. He had cut his hair. Today I'm bald, not my choice. But that's my sister, my older sister, and we all grew up in the projects there, Estrada Courts, and so I always tell folks, like, you see the names on the wall right there, the graffiti. Unfortunately, all those guys became my big brothers. Those are the only big brothers I had growing up. The only big brothers I had growing up. So I just kind of followed their pathway, if you will. And it wasn't the most promising. That's me a couple years later in the projects there, trying to have some fun. And let me tell you a little bit about this area. When I was growing up, this area where I'm, hanging out on the slide with my sister, that court area was like the UFC of today. That's where all the cholos came together to beat each other up and stab each other and do all of that. So, but there was swings there and there were slides there. So whenever they weren't fighting and beating each other up and stabbing each other, we kind of squeezed in some time to play on the swings and on the slides. And that was my upbringing. I didn't have a choice. My parents had came from Mexico and found that place to be the best place to start, their life in the United States. That's me again, trying to have, some fun in the projects. And I grew up to be a monster. I think I joined my first gang when I was about 11. And I cycled through juvenile hall a couple times. Um, and that wasn't fun, but that's all that I knew because that's all my big brothers, quote, quote, big brothers did. And so, and by God's rich mercy, I snapped out of it. And I became a father at 16 years of age. So I was cycling through, incarceration, became a teenage father at 16, dropped out of Griffith. No, I think I graduated from Griffith Middle School. I think I barely graduated from Griffith Middle School. Yeah. I dropped out around ninth grade, 10th grade at Garfield. And I was a father at 16. And so you just imagine what my future was, right? In and out of incarceration through jails, father at 16, not knowing I was going to live another day. But I snapped out of it really fast, right around 18 and a half. Not really fast, but at 18 and a half, three things changed my life. And I'll go briefly through them because this is not about me, this is about careers. I changed my circle of influence. These were the folks I hung out with back in the days. But today I hang out with different people. Teachers became my circle of influence. Other, entrepreneurs, faith-based community was the pillar, the cornerstone of my change. A faith-based community with a good circle of friends that really, really inspired me to go back to school and shape up my life. Change my circle of influence. That'll do it to anyone. I got enrolled at ELAC, even though I was a high school dropout. I came to ELAC because part of my circle of influence was a principal at a school, principal said, Leo, you're so backed up in high school credits. Go to ELAC and make up those credits, and those college credits will make up for high school. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. So I came to ELAC. It took me like 6 years to get out of ELAC, but I got out finally. Then obviously Cal State LA and so on. And then I got a job at UPS, and it taught me the value of hard work and leadership. So those were the three things that changed my life. And it made me a professor. I call it projects to professor, from projects to professor. And those were the three things that changed my life. I changed my circle of influence, education, number two, and number three, got a career, got a job. And these three things made me what I am today, a professor at East Los Angeles College. So let's pivot over. I hope that you can trust me with just sharing my career track with you. Um, and I hope that, we can still be friends after I told you about my background, and maybe even probably inspire some of you to pursue higher education, maybe change your circle of influence if you haven't yet. I like to be part of that. And number three, get a career, start working in the summer, learning how to work with your hands and do diligent things and build up some skills while you get further your education. Okay, so let's talk about business. When I joined UPS, I learned the value of hard work and business. I got into a leadership role right around 19 years of age, and all my ghetto hood skills came out. The relentlessness, resilient, all that came out, and I became quite successful in leadership roles at UPS, managing people, managing a team of like 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, then 60, and then close to about 100 folks I was managing at one point. And it was so stressful, but I learned so much about leadership and management. I learned so much about leadership and management. And this is while I was furthering my education as well. So my business experience plus my university degree pivoted me over to become a professor today. Okay, so that was my career track. And why does studying logistics matter? And I'm gonna tell you what that is. Um, Logistics is when you go to Long Beach and the ports of Los Angeles, you see these huge ships and they have containers. Those are coming from Europe. Those are coming from South America, from Mexico, from China, all from the Arab world, all the goods that you see at the ports coming from all over the world. That's logistics. It's the movement of goods, services, and products. So, for example, tonight, when you take off, when you put on your PJs and you have the clothes that you wore, when you just set them aside, I want you to do a little something, little homework. Figure out look at the tag, where your shirt came from, where your jeans came from, where your shoes, your tennis shoes came from, and you're going to realize everything you're wearing is international. It's global. All of that was manufactured and made in other parts of the world, but it came to you. It came to you. It became your attire through logistics, through the movement of goods, products, and services. When you order something on your smartphone, you triggered logistics. You triggered the movement of your product. Okay. And so when we talk about logistics, we talk about business operations, business movement to get products to the stores and to get products to your doorstep. So why does logistics matter? Why does landing a career in logistics matter? Well, uh, online sales are unstoppable. 6.4 trillion just in online sales. Online sales means you got your smartphone and you said, man, I need those shoes next week because I'm for my track meet. I need those shoes, those Nikes. I'm gonna buy them online. Go to the Nike's e-commerce store and boom, boom, boom. The next day you have them. That is e-commerce online sales. Logistics matters also because post-COVID, there will continue to be a 25% increase in online sales. 25% increase in online sales. And COVID changed the world. COVID changed how we do business. Because when we were on lockdown, even grandpa had to order his essentials from his smartphone. And even your little sister who's 5 years old, she knew how to order her toys from mom's smartphone. That's e-commerce. E means electronic, commerce means business. Okay. So the world changed post-COVID. Like the whole world shrank to their smartphone, and now they shop even while they're using the restroom. We're shopping even while we're using the restroom. Even while we're eating cornflakes, we're shopping on our smartphone, right? And so mobile shopping is growing significantly. Just in sales from people's smartphone is 3.79 trillion just 2 years ago. That has increased. Okay. So logistics matters because everyone is shopping from their smartphone and from their desktops. And so the movement of goods has rapidly increased. And there is careers in logistics. Okay. When you get a career in logistics, it's a pandemic and recession proof industry. You're considered an essential worker. So there's job security and a fast career advancement. When there's an industry that's growing, you better believe there's going to be opportunities to grow as well. In our logistics program here at East Los Angeles College, we have courses that prepare you for careers in logistics. We have courses that are 8-week courses, and we do 8-week because they help you complete faster, frankly. And that's what our business partners are telling us. They're telling us, hey, can you get these kids to finish faster because we want to hire them. So we did that. We changed it from 16 weeks to 8 weeks so that you can complete faster. You can do 80 to 100% of your coursework from your smartphone. We download an app called Canvas. That's where all our courses are. And you can do 80 to 100% of your coursework from your smartphone. Earn skills and have fast career advancement. At ELAC, we have certificates that are in demand: leadership, logistics analyst, specialist, and safety. These are certificates that our business partners have said, hey, get these skills, get the kids to earn these skills, and we'll hire them. So we created certificates, skill certificates around them. Okay. And see, these are some folks that are hiring our students. Actually, I forgot to put Northrop Grumman, space defense industry. They are hiring our students as well. So Metro, UPS, Amazon, Temco, Northrop Grumman, they are hiring our kids. And we're thankful that our students are earning careers at phenomenal industries. Some case studies. Check this out. This is Javier Tomas. He said, I made the honor roll, dean's list, and earned my associate's of science degree in logistics before graduating high school. Thanks to my supportive parents, caring professors, and the power of due enrollment. Due enrollment means I'm enrolled at high school, but I'm also enrolled in a college course. He started taking college courses in the ninth grade, I believe, in the ninth grade. And he just took one, he built confidence, took two, build up more confidence. All of a sudden, he was taking 3 classes every semester while in high school. And he earned his AS degree. His parents are from Peru. They were so happy, so happy. But this could be you getting ahead in your career and in your college, getting ahead in college credits and in your career skills. We want you to get ahead, and business wants you to get ahead, and they want to hire you. In addition to that, we have he allowed us take a picture of his first skill certificate. 3 courses earned him this skill certificate. Leadership in global logistics, that was his first skill certificate. And then this worked towards his associate's degree in technology and logistics. Isn't that phenomenal? Second case study is Brittany Segala. She says, I began taking ELAC logistics courses in high school. Today, I'm a UCLA medical student and a UPS industrial engineer. Think about that. Maywood Academy, that's where she started taking college courses. But because in the courses, we talked about business. I have guest speakers usually come in and talk to you. This is what's going on in business. We take a tour to a UPS facility to see business in action, right? And talk to professionals. Some of my students who are working, I pull them over and I say, hey, talk to my students while we're touring. And today she's at UCLA as a medical student. Now, medical student and logistics, well, 2 different industries, but she got a head start with business skills, which I believe firmly pivoted her over nicely into the medical field, okay? So that's Brittany Segala. Our courses at East Los Angeles College logistics program are CSU transferable, Cal State. And of course, Arizona State University has adopted our entire program to work towards their bachelor's degree in logistics, supply chain. And we have students there. Javier is one of them. So this is an opportunity for you to get ahead. By the way, I forgot to mention, he had a head start. He earned his 2-year college degree before graduating high school. So at 18, he started his junior year in college. Think about that. His junior year in college, he started at 18 years of age. He's graduating this summer, he's graduating. And I think he's going to USC for his master's degree at 20 years of age. That could be you getting ahead, college and career. He just finished an internship at UPS as well. Okay, here's a cool video I want you to see and enjoy.
My name is Leo Medina. I'm a professor at East Los Angeles College, and I teach courses in technology and logistics. This program is directly tied to industry. We align our curriculum to meet the existing needs and the future needs of organizations. So any college student, any high school student, any business professional taking our courses will get cutting edge, real-time curriculum that will position them to land the job or to move up in their existing job. The logistics courses just expanded my view, just, broadened my horizons and understanding the industry. And finding this job, I was really excited to look for a new place where I could grow, a new place where I wouldn't be stuck at a dead-end job. It was one of the first times that I was able to take something that I'm learning and apply it immediately to a real-life situation. I work in the central instruction department, and so this is basically the training hub. Some of the things that I've learned in the logistics program, I've been able to apply different methods of teaching, different methods of getting people to understand the information as it's presented. And if they're not, what can I do to make it better? If you join our program, we're committed to developing you into a problem solver, an innovator, and a business disruptor in the logistics industry. We'll make that commitment to you. There's jobs for everyone. There's careers for everyone. And if you don't believe me, talk to UPS, talk to Metro, talk to our other industry partners. Our industry is growing in terms of consumers purchasing more online. And as our business grow, then
we're looking for more workers to help us with our volume increase. Professor Medina teaches logistics at East Los Angeles College, and we also recruit at East Los Angeles College. So he's recruiting more students as we're recruiting more workers. The market itself overall has exploded over the last 2 to 3 years. If the person's well-rounded and has that ability to work hard, learn, develop, we can do the rest.
So whether you're the driver, whether you're the supply chain manager, there's a career for you that pays exceptionally well. One of the lowest paying jobs in logistics is about 50 grand a year. Mid-level is about 80,000. High level is about 120,000 plus. So you choose. You choose what you want to do. You choose what program is going to get you there. We can do that for you.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Lastly, your degree, and I should put here, your career awaits. Your degree and your career awaits. And I always tell students, just do it. Make a commitment today to be college and career ready. You don't have to wait till you're 18. No, you can start taking one college course every semester, every term while in high school. And you can, if you're 16, you can actually get an internship at any place during the summer. And what that does is you will earn the skills early on. You will earn the skills early on, the skills of collaborating, communicating, customer service, which is so important. All these things you will learn as a 16-year-old. You will build up the skills so that when you're 18, on your resume, you have college credits. Maybe you have a certificate with us, 3 classes, earns you a first certificate. Your high school or your resume at 18 years of age or 17 and a half, when you graduate, should say, earned a certificate at ELOC, 2 or 3 years of experience in the summer, intern or whatever, and I have skills. And that will be a powerful, powerful resume at 18 years of age. I guarantee you that will be a powerful resume. And then you continue to grow from there, working towards your bachelor's, your master's, probably even your PhD as well, while you're pivoting towards your career at the same time. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Any questions? Can we take questions? I still got 7 minutes before I go to my meeting.
Yeah, Professor Medina, there is a Q&A window that's available to them. So if they have a question, it'll pop up here in the Q&A area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Take
Okay.
your time to use its Q&A, please. I would appreciate, it would make me feel valued if you asked a question. Anything about career, college, you know, how I made it out of the projects.
You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead. I'll open up chat just so it can go into us. So chat's available as well. So the students can go ahead and, or the teachers can relay the questions, since the teachers are broadcasting it in some of their classrooms. So chat
Wonderful.
is now an option as well.
Good,
So
good. And teachers, if teachers have any questions, I'll be encouraging too.
perfect.
But Michael, while we're waiting, oh, there you got one.
Oh, here you go. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
So
they're coming in.
that first question is very interesting. Okay.
My students wanted to know if you like your job. Can you see my smile? I absolutely adore my job. And I would say something here. It took me a while. When I spent close to 20 years working at UPS, 1 year as a hardcore package handler. That was so hard. But I learned the value of hard work. That was really hard. And I was wondering where am I going from here? But I had a calling right around 19, 20 years of age, like, hey, I want to lead a team. I just feel I I know it's stressful, but I want to lead a team. And so I got into a leadership role around 20 years of age. That was so difficult leading people that were twice my age sometimes. But I learned a lot about leadership. But all of that helped me with what I do today. So I would tell students, don't really expect to get your dream job right away. Get out there, get some experience, bump your head against a couple walls, ask a lot of questions, and I guarantee you, just be ridiculously curious about everything, and you'll find your calling in at your job. Okay, what made you change my lifestyle? Well, I saw my friends left and right heading to prisons for life, heading to prison for life. Others, going to their funerals. I was like, I don't know if this is for me, and some people that believed in me were influencing me to change. And a lot of them were a solid faith-based community who had a lot of belief in me that I could. So I would say that, but my circle of influence, just listening to them, and that was awesome. I really, I'm thankful to the Lord for that, for sure, and to all my friends. How many high school students do you have in your college classes? Great question. Out of 10, about 2. Out of 10, about 2, about 20%, sometimes 10%. Out of 10, it'll be 1 or 2. So if it's about 30 kids, yeah, you should expect a solid bunch there. You should expect anywhere from 6 to 10 sometimes. Mhm. Yep. And I would love to have you in my college courses. What recommendation do you have for middle school students? Yeah, my biggest recommendation for middle school students and high school students, I would say, and this is unorthodox, not non-traditional, I would say in your summer, do your best to go work with your mom, your dad, your uncle, learn some skills. Even if they're going out and they're putting up drywall, or if they're building something, go out there and learn the skills, put money in your pocket. That'll be so valuable because you'll learn how to communicate, how to collaborate, and you'll earn a couple dollars. You get skills that you could put on a resume. I know you're going to do a good job in school. I know you're going to graduate, but it's a powerful resume when you can put on your resume. I've been working since I was 15 with my dad, or with my uncle. And absolutely, this is what I learned. I learned these 5 things while I was working. That was my biggest recommendation to you for middle school students. Also, at school, of course, get good grades, but get involved in clubs. Get involved in clubs. That is so valuable. What do you learn in a club? Leadership. You learn coordination, collaboration, communication. That looks really good on a resume. Join a club. Join a club. That's what I recommend for middle school students. Okay, sweet. And I think there's something in the chat.
There's something in the chat, right? SPECA program. Are you familiar with that, Professor?
I'm not. I
Okay.
don't know what SPECA means.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I want to thank you all for your time. It's made my joy full being with you. And I hope that I'll be doing this again, I think next week or the week after or something like that. But I hope to be part of your life as your circle of influence to all these students that are listening and instructors as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Medina. And yeah, he'll be back on Thursday morning, so we'll have a Q&A forum there to cover anything that you think of between now and then. Thank you again, Professor. Have a good meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And so just to let you all know, it's interesting that Professor Medina talked about doing something during the summer as a middle school student. I can tell you, again, for those of you who were here yesterday, before I became a teacher, then an advisor, then now an administrator here at the school district for the past 15 years. I spent 25 years in the private sector. And one of the biggest lessons I learned was at the age of 10 during the summer. I was a little bit bummed out at first because my friends were going off playing, going to the local public pools, things like that. And I was carrying a box of supplies, going around the neighborhood, washing cars and doing yard work. And that was my job. I was told to go ahead and do that and bring a lunch with me because my dad wouldn't be home till 5 o'clock. And that's when I can get back into the house. But the irony on that is, despite all my business and scholastic experience over the years, the biggest lesson I learned in business was from that experience. And that was that sales is one of those things that you absolutely positively um, need to be aware of, that even if you're not a salesperson, it's going to be on that product that way. So any of you have to leave, I understand your bell schedule, you have other commitments, that's fine. um, I'll keep an eye out here, and just remember on next Wednesday morning, we will start this again with the industry partners. We have an industry partner coming from Deloitte, financial services firm, and one from GE Capital, GE standing for General Electric. So both business people, they will be here to talk with you at 10:50 on Wednesday morning. Okay, those of you who have to leave, feel free to do so, and we look forward to seeing you again. Those of you who are still sticking around, that's fine with that. I know we had another 14 minutes planned. I'll keep talking as long as there's people in there. So going back to that washing cars, the one thing I learned was that like I said yesterday, it was a lot harder to drum up new business than it was to keep an existing customer happy. I also learned that I heard a lot of no's, and that sometimes it was a numbers game. If you're going out and working around the neighborhood, you're doing things like that. If you ask enough people, eventually you'll get a yes. So don't get discouraged if you're out there trying to earn extra money and people tell you no, 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 because that one no is one step closer to a yes. But you have to be determined, you have to be diligent, you have to think about your approach, and you have to listen to people's wants and needs in order to meet those wants and needs. So we'll go into all of that in a little more detail coming up next week on Wednesday, like I said, with the industry partners. The other thing I talked about yesterday about integrity, one other thing I wanted to mention to you all that fits in that scope is if you're working for a company or you have a client or you have a customer that wants you to do something or asks you about something that you have no knowledge about, do not make something up. If you don't know, be honest, say, I don't know, but I am going to find out and I will get back to you. Nothing worse than telling somebody something that isn't true, because if you don't know the answer, there is a good chance that person knows the answer and they will not do business with you. They may not hire you. Never, never try and, as some people will call it, fake it until you make it. You need to be honest. You need to be sincere and say, if I don't know, I don't know. But be determined and say, I'm going to find out and I will get back to you. Don't just say, oh, I don't know, sorry, and then that's it. So all these valuable lessons in business, they apply to whatever industry you're going to go into. This is something that is going to apply whether you continue on in the college route, whether you're going to go work with your hands in a blue collar job, if you're going to work with your hands, or you're going to be in the office in a white collar job. Those are all things to think about. Also, something else to think about, you could say, well, Professor Medina, he started off doing the wrong things and he ended up turning it around and doing the right. So he worked out okay. So maybe I could go ahead and goof around and make those mistakes. I guarantee you, if you ever talk to him, if he had to do all over again, he wouldn't take the long route and make those mistakes up front. He wouldn't wait until having the family to make the type of decisions to go the genuine route and to make sure that things were on the straight and narrow. So all I can do is fully recommend that route. Because if you take the long route, yeah, you might eventually get to where you're going. Wouldn't it be nice to start that journey early and maybe allow and avoid the potential hassles that could be involved in the legalities? So keep that in the back of your mind. You want to go where there's future opportunities. And there are opportunities. He talked about logistics. He talked about those things. If you show interest in those places, if you show that you're determined and you put down skill sets that they're looking for, they will consider you. And you do need to get a work permit if you're under the age of 18. I believe the permits start at 15 and a half. And we have a work experience office here at the Beaudry building that's downtown Los Angeles at 333 South Beaudry Avenue. So you can get a work permit during the school time. Check with your counselors or APSCS at your school site. If your grades are good, the schools usually have certain rules. Your grades have to be passing in order to apply for the work permit. If you want a work permit during the summer, the schools won't be issuing them. That's when you have to come downtown here to the Beaudry building and talk to one of the reps at the work experience office on the first floor on the side of the building. Okay, and like I said, you have to be 15 and a half. There's a process involved. If you have any information, ask your instructor, ask your teachers. They can get in touch with me, and then I can put them in touch with the right people so that you understand what the process is and how to go about it. It's never a good opportunity. You don't want to look past an opportunity. It's never good to just let it go. This is the time where you can explore things like internships and different company situations and find out what industries do and put some time in, to learn the ropes in certain industry sectors. Why is it a perfect time for you if you're of age? If you're at least 15 and a half or older, that's because you probably don't have bills to pay. You're probably not paying for a family and you're probably not paying rent or a mortgage. This is the time because if you're looking for those opportunities when you have those type of financial responsibilities, it is at least 5 times harder because you also have to be working while you're looking for other opportunities. So there's no harm in looking at this stuff. You can still put aside some time in your summer to enjoy yourself, to have some fun with your friends and family and things like that. But don't miss out on potential opportunities. People in the industries, they're retiring all the time. So if there's an industry that suits you, do some research, find that company, talk to them, see if they'll let you come in on an internship level. They may pay you, they may not pay you. But even if they don't pay you with money, you'll get paid with experience. And that internship is something that you can put on the resume, which you will need to start preparing. Soft skills, that's the skills of being able to communicate effectively, to be able to talk with people. Knowledge is power to a certain point, but you need to be able to communicate effectively. Otherwise, people aren't going to take the time to take the risk to say, okay, if I bring this person on board, will I really see their skill sets? They're not communicating effectively enough, and we don't have the time to hold their hand and explain every single detail. So start learning how to write professionally, start learning how to communicate professionally. These are all big steps. These are all big parts that you need to go through. Okay, so it's 11:30 right now. It's 11:29. It's going to be 11:30 in a minute. So unless anybody has any other questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. Um, Again, hold on to those flyers, and we'll see you again on Wednesday. That's 6 days from now. Okay, that'll be June 5th at 10:50 a.m. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of the day, and think business and finance, everyone. Take care.